So there you go, Pain exclusively for the PS3, a PlayStation Network downloadable title, premiered a couple weeks ago at $9.99. And guys, we're not going to give your traditional graphics, sound, gameplay, fun factor scores. What we're going to do is just talk about a little bit what each of us likes, what each of us maybe doesn't like, and ultimately something at the end that says, should this be something you should buy, or, you know, is it just another one of those things that just sort of comes and goes? And right off the bat, guys, I want to start off the review discussion with the fact that this game looks better than about 50% of the titles I'm seeing released. And I'm not categorizing it for any platform. I'm talking about for the 360, for the Wii, for the PS2, for the PSP, and even some of the games for the PS3. The graphics for this game, being a downloadable title, are pretty fucking spectacular.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I think it's more the graphics are just good because they have the room to be. They don't have that size limit like they have on Xbox Live, and certainly the Wii, they'll have a very, very small space. And to me, it's more about the engine and the physics than much the graphics.
Absolutely. I mean, the graphics are like,
it's solid. The frame, there's no issues with frame rate. Like, it's all very simple and doesn't detract from anything going on in the game. And yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. It does look better because you can't develop games that are bigger for the Xbox Live.
And that's always going to be something I really didn't think about.
But that's always going to be an issue. It's never going to go away because the Microsoft has, pigeonholed themselves like they have for arcade. So,
Force graphics, anything you want to touch on in terms of graphics?
I'll say that they absolutely get the job done. Part of me sometimes sad that they're not more ambitious in what they did, with the one world that comes with it and stuff. But what they do give you, I love. I think the game looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it's more of a case of, I really believe that they wanted to sort of have more PSN offerings before Christmas or during the holidays. So I have a feeling they didn't let the development cycle on this game go on very far. I think they wanted to get this one map down and wanted to get the gameplay down and get all the core stuff down. And hopefully they'll either release maps for free, or with the advertising deal that we recently heard about, maybe they'll release maps for free. Maybe they just make them at a really discounted price.
I did actually read an article that said the in-game advertising is meant to offset the cost for free content.
That I don't mind.
So it really is going to be it's going to be a tale that time will tell. If they come at us, they're like, oh, guys, there's a new map for Pain. It's only $5, and there's Burger King all fucking over it.
No.
I'm going to be a little upset. If they're like, yo, there's Burger King all over this shit, and because of it, you're going to get that for free, I'm going to be totally stoked about it. But it definitely seems like a game that certainly can be expanded. Adding another city or just
adding more
cars.
I think maybe if they add a mode where you can sort of place any object you want and how many you want, obviously that wouldn't count when it comes to rankings and leaderboards.
Yeah.
But having the ability to create your own maps,
that would be fucking cool.
I think that would be
really
pretty cool implementation.
Let's talk a little bit just about the gameplay itself. And in the simplest term, Pain is a city. And in this city, there are all of these obstacles, all these destructible things, cars, buildings, exploding boxes. And depending on what mode you're playing, the point of the game is to either, A, score as many points in terms of pain and destruction that you possibly can.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got like little mini games like, of course, the bowling you saw, horse, my personal favorite, mime toss. And each of these games sort of utilizes the physics to, cause all sorts of massive death and destruction. It really is a Burnout with all of the funny sort of like havoc, ragdoll, pain physics that we sort of love to rag about and make fun of in other games. When you're playing BioShock and you have a Big Daddy die and he's sitting there like and his arms are like flailing like this, it takes away from the realism of the game. So it's comforting in one respect to see a game sort of go, we like that people make fun of that and are always like commenting on. So here's a way that you build it into the system. You make that a part of the fun, and you want to see your guy crushed with his leg above his head and his like shit falling on him, and you really want to dish out as much as you can. So I want to hear from you guys, and we'll start with Force. From a gameplay perspective, what are your thoughts on this? What are your favorite little gameplay modes, and how much fun do you think it is?
Guys, you know what? I never thought I would be saying this, but I am in love with fucking Pain. I was not expecting that much from it, and here's why I love it so much. Single player, you shoot yourself in the city, try to cause as much damage as you can. To me, that's fun, but it kind of gets old after a while. So we'd go to try multiplayer, and bowling in it is addictive as hell. And it's interactive because the second person gets to participate too and try to knock you off while you're bowling, and we love everyone in my family is competing against each other in it. And I mean, do you guys want to say something else about bowling before I move on to Demolition?
No, because I think bowling is
I love it.
Bowling's a great mode, and being able to try and time when you're going to fly the donut at someone or get the manhole cover or whatever, the beam, I think that adding that feature to where the other player is not just sitting there, because typically in games like this or multiplayer games where you're taking turns hitting down something, the other person usually is just sitting on the side waiting, bored to death, and like, when's my turn gonna come?
The only other game that did that was Hot Shots Golf. If you guys remember when like people were putting and stuff, you could like hit buttons and it would go like and make annoying noises and shit.
You guys remember when Calling All Cars was coming out? They were talking about how fun it is to shit talk.
Yeah.
It is so much fun to shit talk when you completely plow someone with a giant, pipe and send them right to the ground and they don't hit any pins. And we just love it. Everyone in my family's just out for blood when we play it. I mean, there's no taking it easy.
And it's definitely good, clean fun, that's for sure. So you also wanted to comment on Demolition.
Demolition is another game that we are in love with because it's 4-player and you pass around the controller. And the way it works is that there's crates all over the place.
Yeah.
You shoot yourself into a crate and you try to blow up as many exploding boxes as you can. And me and my buddies and my wife and my child are all just having a blast tossing around the controller, seeing, who can cause the most damage, who can get the highest score. And everyone who's tried it has liked it. Everyone that I know has enjoyed it and has sat around and has played it. They haven't said, that was fun for a minute.
Right.
I was not expecting to go into this saying that we have been playing the crap out of it, and it's brought everyone together.
And that's something I want to actually point out for us is that, this is usually an indicator of a good game to me, is that you look down at the clock and you start playing Pain and it's 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look up at the clock and it's fucking midnight and I'm like, what? I just played 4 hours of this, it's completely, playing like the same modes over and over. The fact that I could sit there and play what could be considered a fairly repetitive game for approximately 4 hours, I think says a lot for just how fun the game actually is. So
it's because of the random factor. It's because it's so completely random in the way it's built, and the gameplay is it's all about randomness.
And one thing you're going to note is that, already I see that each one of us likes something different. You like bowling,
I don't
Force
like
likes bowling,
as much.
Force like
I
Demolition.
like Horse, and
I love mime toss. That's my favorite one, where you try to fling a mime through glass windows and stuff. And
that's awesome because I hate that mode. I can't believe you enjoy
love
that.
That's
cool.
I can't get enough of it.
But it's great, like you said, it offers enough gameplay differentiation types or different types to where anybody can find something and spend a few hours in that one game type.
And it seems completely expansive in that they could easily add a new game type. It even looks like there is space for additional game types.
Easily add a whole bunch
I expect
of stuff.
this to not be a final release. I expect continuous ongoing content. Whether or not we'll actually get it, I think we're gonna find out.
I feel like it's almost like we just have one level of a real game. Like it would be a real standalone game that you would go out and buy, but we just have one level.
Right. That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if they bring out new levels at no cost, it will be even better.
Or even minimal cost. Because it is very much like you'll spend 2 to 4 hours playing it just like you would a regular game, but you only pay $10 for it.
Right. Yeah, so already I've gotten more time out of it than some games.
Exactly.
So let's. I know we've got 2 other reviews to do. So guys, we didn't review this on a scale level. More of is this worth $10? And I think basically based off the comments that you've heard, you could probably take a wild freaking guess that all 3 of us are very much in favor of this PlayStation Network
it's
title.
better than a random shitty movie that you might go see tonight or tomorrow.
Exactly.
And for you out there that love the green stuff, this is your kind of game because you will lose yourself in this game for hours
Absolutely.
and just be
Absolutely.
completely amazed at everything going on. So
So is it worth $10?
Is
Yes.
it worth $10?
It's-
Bring up the
I've
screen.
absolutely gotten my money
Absolutely
more out of
worth
this than most
$10.
shit I've bought this season.
Is it worth $10? Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
it's the best value you could probably get.
So, guys,
Besides
if you're
Orange
a
Box, I guess.
PlayStation 3 owner, here's a great little game. Again, adding to the library of ever-growing PS3 software. It's really nice to see some good quality titles coming out of PSN. Not to say that we're not seeing equally quality titles out of the 360, but I can honestly say the only game that I've already put more time into than this one has been Geometry Wars. So, I haven't found another PlayStation, or excuse me, another 360 downloadable game that is sort of,
I haven't really
already
touched them
taken
in
as
a
much
long
time as
time.
this one has. So, with that being said, guys, it's really easy. 3 simple yeses.
If you own a PS3, you have $10 in your couch, why
get
not?
the game. So, with